Hello everyone, it's Jean. My word, it seems to be an awful long time since I did a video. 2020 has not been a very good start for us, I'm afraid. There's been so many things that have happened, and first of all we had a leaky radiator in the conservatory, and it happened in the middle of the night, and when we went in it had just flooded it out. It was just pouring water. The next thing that happened, I was rushed to hospital in the middle of the night, and that is still going on. Tests, hospital appointments, you know, trying to find out what's wrong, and we're still not sure. And then our central heating broke down, the boiler, we had to have that replaced, and we were just over a week, I think it was, without any hot water or heating, which was wonderful because it was really cold. So we had the boiler replaced, and we just thought, well, everything must be settling down now. And then the last thing that happened was the flood in my craft room, and that was because of the washer. Something had happened. I think a valve had got stuck or something, and we couldn't, it was just pouring water into the washer. We couldn't stop it, so that ended up flooding the craft room. As you know, I share my craft room with the washer and the dryer and the freezers, so that's what happened. Anyway, it's all fixed now. But obviously it's taken a while to get my craft room sorted again. Nothing was damaged as such because there was nothing on the floor really. But it's just the inconvenience of it all, and when you're not well, you know, it seems like a mountain to climb. But anyway, you know, we're over it. I'm feeling a lot better. I've not been doing a lot of crafting. In fact, this Carpetbagger journal that I've just finished recently was started way before Christmas actually. And well, to back up a little bit, I followed a tutorial of Zoe Tofield's, and it's really good, and she shows you how to do a rounded spine. And so I more or less followed that. I did just tweak it a little bit, but I more or less followed it. And if if you're interested, I'll leave a link below because it really is a very good tutorial. And so yeah, so this is my Carpetbagger journal, and it's hard backed, and as I said, it's a rounded spine. And we'll go on to the back, and this is the lovely fabric that I covered it with, and put this gorgeous doily, vintage doily, all the way around. And I put this fringing all the way around, and we've got some more trim here, and this crocheted fringing as well all the way around. This book is about Amelia actually, and this came about because as I was making this and putting the pages together, I'd got visions of this lady, and I was calling her Amelia all the way through because, as I've told you before, stories come into my mind, and I think that's how I get my books done. But anyway, as you know, Carpetbaggers, the name originated from the people that came down in the Civil War, or after the Civil War, from the north to the south, and their luggage was made out of carpet, and that's how the original name came about. I mean, there are some, you know, different versions of Carpetbaggers now that are not pleasant, but anyway, Amelia, she was a well-educated lady who'd come down from the north to the south, and she was a teacher, and she wanted to teach the black slave children and the white poor children. She wanted to educate them, and that was her mission. So really, the story, in my mind, this is not a true story, but this is the story of Amelia, who comes down to the south to do all she can to educate children. And so, you know, in here will be what I imagine people that she probably met and took photographs of. And also, apart from being a teacher, she was a very keen seamstress. So there are sewing themes in as well. So as you can see, I decorated the front with this little snippet of different laces. And there's a little bit of sari bling, if you like, on the front. It's very subtle. And put this lovely image, this frame around this image, and this is Amelia, and I've called the book Amelia. And then we've got this lovely applique that I've put on here, and then put some buttons on and some scissors, half a spool that I've done a lot of this, cut a spool in half, because it lays better on the book. And so that's the front, and it fastens with a chain, and I don't know whether I'm going to be able to show you this properly, but I don't know if you can see it, but it does hang down quite nicely. I'm hoping, I can't see terribly well, but I'm hoping that you can see that. And we've got a bird cage, a little angel, the word love, and a key. And it opens with a hitch post and one of these Tim Holtz fasteners. And we go in, and the book, I think I said, didn't I, that this is all fabric. And then inside the book, I've put this lovely vintage paper and one of these book plates. This is a photograph of Charlotte Ann Lawson, and she was a slave, and I've put here, she was called Aunt Charlotte, and I don't know whether Amelia met her or whether this was a picture of someone she'd been told about, but Aunt Charlotte is one of the Windsor plantation characters, and she was the slave of Captain Henry Taylor and was 80 years old when this picture was taken. And I hope they were kind to her. There are some sad stories, aren't there? But I don't know a lot about the Civil War, but I've learned a lot, through researching the things that I wanted to put in the book. I've learned a lot more about it. It's something we never did at school. Some stenciling, and then we've got a doily. This is from a vintage handkerchief, but it's a lovely print, so I wanted to put that in. Some more stenciling. This is a Tracy Fox label, and it says, "This thing of treating people right is the greatest trade builder on earth." And that's so very true. Some book paper. This is a member's register. And here I've done a collage of this quilting knowledge. It gives you all the measurements and what have you. And I've backed it on. It's like a collage of music paper and corrugated paper. This diamond shaped lace. Some buttons on some lace and some cheesecloth. Some more lace here. Some vintage lace. And inside is a tag, and it says persevere. It just gives the meaning of persevere. Tea stained paper, some tags in this pocket, and some more stenciling. And I've just done a little collage of cheesecloth and this lace, bits of old lace and some buttons and some tickets, and a bit of this. This was from something that I won from Jeanette. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, just put that on. And these are 3 little tags that go in the pocket. Centre pages. There are 6 signatures in here altogether. It's the first time I've done 6, but I just feel that the pages probably lay flatter. This is a couple of tags, a government service meal check, and what looks like an invoice. They're vintage. And This is, these are slave children, and I'm just wondering if Amelia took a photograph of these children. It's Isaac and Ross, slave children from New Orleans. I love that. Just some tape measure on this and some stenciling, more stenciling. This is a little tag that you can pull out, and I've just collaged it with some music paper and this flower, another tag and some little buttons. I just put pieces of music paper on here and some embossing. Here we've got a pocket, and this one says empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. And on the back is a postcard. And a button with a sewing machine on it. Here we've got a pocket with a tag, and this is one of those envelopes that it's on a magnet, and you lift it up and it is an envelope, and you can put something inside and tuck things into here if you wish, and then it closes on the magnet. And I've just decorated it with some lace and some buttons and another label. This is just a little embellishment. Some more book paper, graph paper, and some 1926 ledger paper. There's lots of space for writing. I normally decorate nearly every page, but I wanted to make this into a writing journal, so there are lots of spaces. I've got a pocket here and some tags. This is a little tag. That's, yeah. And this is a little envelope, and it's just got a little card in it. It just fastens like that. With a little circle on the end. And then this is a little, I've got a lot of these things are from things that I've watched on YouTube, and that's one of those little fold out, whatever you call them, I'm not sure. And I've just decorated it like that, so you know when you open it you can write something in it and then it just folds back. Goes on there. Another pocket here that I've just decorated with this. These are just various digital images that I've downloaded. You know, some are recent, some are ages ago, and I really can't remember who belongs to what, but I use Deli Girl, My Porch Prince, Shabby Dabby Doo, Tracy Fox labels. I can't really remember anymore. If it comes to me I'll mention them, but we buy that much stuff, don't we? We just forget. So it's decorated with the lace and the buttons and some more printable paper. I think this one was from Deli Girl. It's just a little envelope, and I think this is, yeah, it's got a little card inside. It's a little booklet actually that you can journal on. Oops. Some more ledger paper. Stenciling. Little pocket there with a couple of tags. Little open pocket there, tuck spot with another little tag. Some more stenciling. These are lovely papers, and I believe that these were from my porch prints. They were. Lovely doily. Here we've got some wounded soldiers. It says the harsh realities of war. I've got some piano paper here that I've backed with some painter's masking paper. It's a letter. Some stenciling and some Norwegian book paper. This is a pocket that you put a tag in the back, and then these are little tags, you know, tag folders. So there's a pocket there, another tag folder here, and I've just decorated it with odd bits of pieces, some vintage lace, another piece of vintage lace, and some cheesecloth and some buttons. This is a slave family with their children. I wonder if Amelia met these people. It's the back of that letter, and I think, yes, it's written in French. It's the back of the piano paper. The pocket and another tag, and this is a man and wife. He's an amputee, and I think Amelia probably met those as well, so she's just kept a record in her journal. Here we've got, these are the Civil War era ladies, and it says, note how the style of the seated woman's outfit is influenced by military uniforms. It's gorgeous lace. I've used different laces. Instead of using all the same, I've just varied them, as I've not pointed them out really, but I think you'll have been able to see. Some more stenciling. Another pocket with a couple of tags that you can journal on. Oh, that's one of those tag folders. This is an envelope that I made, and it's a little pocket, and there's a tag there. Reading a journal and some Tim Holtz paper people, and they're either tram or bus tickets. Huddersfield, doesn't say whether it's bus or tram, but it's Huddersfield, which is in the UK. This is another little, the pocket, and it's backed onto some coffee stained paper and some cheesecloth, and I put this twine and a seal, and on the back I've put it so that it goes over the page, but if you wanted to use this separately, you can actually tuck the flap and it will stay down. I preferred to just tuck it over the page. Either way, it doesn't really make any difference. What have I done with that? Two young slave boys. Oh dear, it's so sad. Don't they look lovely? So cute. But they do look really sad. This is a pocket, and I know that I saw this on a video, YouTube video, and I cannot remember whose it was. I'm just wondering if it was a trace of sparkle. It could have been, but I'm not absolutely certain. The tag, some that goes in the back, and this is the pocket, and we've got some vintage laces here. In fact, they're all vintage lace. This one, I love this one. A little flower and some more decoration here, some cheesecloth and some buttons, and 3 little tags. This lady, Mary Edwards Walker, was a Civil War hero, an American feminist, abolitionist, oh dear, prohibited, oh I can't say that word, alleged spy, prisoner of war, surgeon, and the only woman to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. Nope, I can't say it. I've tried umpteen times and it just will not come. So some more stenciling, some more writing paper, some graph paper, one of these narrow bookmark holders or tag holders. Could use it as a bookmark if you wished, and I've just decorated that with some buttons and some lace and some cheesecloth, this lovely little applique, and it just says a note on here. An envelope here, and there's nothing in that envelope. And here we've got a picture of, this is Ross, Rebecca and Augusta and their emancipated slave children from New Orleans. Bless them. And this is an envelope that I decorated. I just put some of this lace that I've dyed a really dark brown, and then these appliques with bits of crocheted lace, and it says Dreams, and it's on a magnet again, and when you open it, that's how it folds out, and you can do some journaling. And this gorgeous lace, I just love that one. That is really old. The other part of that envelope, some printed paper. I think I took this out of a book actually, because it's got the lines for writing. This is it's like some sort of inventory. 1926. This lady here was an actress, Pauline Cushman, and she left the stage to become a Civil War spy. Got a little pocket here with a tag, and another one of these little pockets that fold out. And that's how I've decorated it. This one is an envelope, and this way, this is how I've decorated it. I've put a circle on a brad just to keep the flap down. We've got vintage lace and this little photo this of this little boy and girl. It says Happy Family Together, and it's on some corrugated paper with vintage lace and buttons and a ticket. Now this is, oh no, that's not the loose one. No, that's all fastened down. Some book paper and a little image of a lady, and you can open it like that, and just put that sticker on there. This I've sewn to join it, I wanted a big envelope, and the paper that I'd got wasn't big enough to do it on my envelope punch, so I just sewed 2 pieces together, and I thought it looked quite effective actually. Now inside is a letter, and it's a sad letter, so I'm warning you now, but I will read it out. I just wonder if Amelia ever met this lady. This was from Abraham Lincoln, and it's dated 1864, and it's to Mrs. It's either Bixby or Bixley of Boston, Massachusetts. And he writes, "Dear Madam, I have been shown in the files of the War Department a statement of the Adjutant General of Massachusetts that you are the mother of 5 sons who have died gloriously on the field of battle. I feel how weak and fruitless must be any word of mine which should attempt to beguile you from the grief of a loss so overwhelming, but I cannot refrain from tending you the consolation that may be found in the thanks of the Republic they died to save. I pray that our Heavenly Father may assuage the anguish of your bereavement and leave you only the cherished memory of the loved and lost, and the solemn pride that must be yours to have laid so costly a sacrifice upon the altar of freedom. Yours very sincerely and respectfully, Abraham Lincoln." It's a very sad letter. That poor woman, I mean 5 sons, goodness me. But, you know, that's war. I guess you wouldn't be the only one. But 5, a loss of 5 in one family, it's awful. But I just had to put that letter in. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dithering again, but because it's cold in this craft room and my hands are cold. This is father and daughter. Their father and daughter in front of their family home. These are slaves, and look at it, it's just a shack. And here they're in the rice fields, the slaves, and it says, "The expertise of African slaves in growing rice played a crucial role in the American South." The other part of that vintage doily, got a pocket, an image, some more of that lovely vintage lace, and this one that I'm always using, and I just put this, it's not a tag, it's attached to the page. And this is some marbled paper. This image here is of Selina Gray on the right, an enslaved woman who was head housekeeper at the Virginia home of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. Her bravery in defending the house after the General Lee's family left helped to save cherished heirlooms that had once belonged to President George Washington. I wonder if they're her 2 daughters. Unfortunately, it didn't say. Some Norwegian book paper again, writing paper. This is the white slave children of New Orleans, images of pale mixed-race slaves used to drum up sympathy among wealthy donors in 1860. This is a bag that I put in, nothing in it, but you can put whatever in there. We come to the back. And this is another envelope that I decorated. This is attached to the page. and it closes with this circle again with a brad, and we've got one of these. I've decorated it with Norwegian book paper, and we've got a Tracy Fox tag again. This is a little, it's a needle holder, you know, when you bought your needles, but it is attached. I've just left it loose, but it is attached inside. Some cheesecloth, and it's on corrugated paper. It says Create Art. Some more of this lace and buttons, a little tag here, and I've just put that paper clip there to hold it down, because you can journal on the back, but as I say, it is all attached. And then we've got a pocket here, and this one says Innovation. Just bear with me. There we go. And on the back page, we've just got a pocket and some lace and a couple of tags. This one says Remember, and we've got a tag for journaling on. And that is the book. And if I can show you better like that, but that's how I'm going to put this up for sale, and I'll probably put it in my Etsy shop, but that's how it hangs down. I think you can see it better there, and just fastens on this hitch post. So there we are. That's my Carpetbagger journal. I really enjoyed doing this. I know it's a bit sad, and it's probably not everybody's cup of tea, but I really enjoyed it. I did, and I was happy to finish it. As I say, I've not been doing very much crafting at all. I've just been taking it very slowly. I've not been crafting down here because it's too cold, but we did rig up a table in the house, so I've been doing a bit of crafting up there, but not very much really. But I'm feeling a lot better now, and I'm hoping to get a few more things done. So there we are. If anybody's interested, you can email me, or you know, if it doesn't go on here, I'll put it on my Etsy shop. But it is cheaper to buy it from me on here, obviously, because the charges, they're just ridiculous on Etsy. So thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye bye.